Get some popcorn. Let's celebrate as we're on the verge of reaching the end of the original trilogy. And enjoy. Return of the Jedi in LEGO Star Wars The Skywalker Saga. How would it work? Before we start, TT Games stated back in June 2019 that we're going to be able to play all 9 Star Wars Saga films in any order, being from Episode 1 The Phantom Menace to Episode 9 The Rise of Skywalker. Star Wars Game on Twitter stated back in June 2019 that it will contain brand new levels to those compared in LEGO Star Wars The Complete Saga, meaning that the Skywalker Saga isn't a remastered version to the Complete Saga. TT Games stated back in June 2019 that it's a brand new game being constructed with a brand new engine and with brand new technology. Along with this, TT Games stated that each Star Wars Saga film will contain 5 missions, and Variety stated that each mission will have a duration of 10 to 15 minutes, in total having 45 missions and a total playtime of approximately 6.6 hours to 10 hours on average. TT Games stated that the vast majority of the missions will focus their concentration on boss battles and vehicle sections. Aspects of the Star Wars Saga films that don't appear in the Skywalker Saga missions will be compensated by doing free roam missions. Without further ado, let us begin. In free roam, you have to attempt to be granted access into Jabba the Hutt's palace. You have to eliminate waves of random Gamorrean guards at times, and solve a series of puzzles to reach and rescue Han Solo, who is frozen in carbonite. A cutscene will play, with bounty hunter Leia Organa, Skiff guard Lando Calrissian and Chewbacca in binders being granted access into Jabba's palace. Jedi Knight Luke Skywalker offering Jabba with the gift of 2 droids, R2-D2 and C-3PO, and Luke attempting to bargain with Jabba. The battle with the Rancor. The first mission will be Luke's confrontation and the battle with Jabba's pet, the Rancor. The playable characters for the battle with the Rancor will be Jedi Knight Luke Skywalker and R2-D2. The mission will have 5 objectives, and these are: the first objective is as you fell through the trapdoor and into the pit, you are trapped, and with the Rancor having 8 hearts of health, you are to lure a Gamorrean guard who fell with you to you, as it will act as bait and it will lead the Rancor to you. As if you're able to cause a diversion, you will have the opportunity to either attack or defend. You can attack by using the Force and force pushing a boulder at the Rancor, or you can defend by evading the Rancor's attacks. As if the Rancor does manage to hit you, it will inflict significant damage onto you and it will deplete your health substantially. The second objective is you are to repair a control panel, which activates the tube leading to the pit. You are to use the Force and drag some Gamorrean guards into the pit and lure them to you. As if you're able to cause the same diversion as you did in the first objective, you will potentially have an opening if the Rancor is vulnerable. The third objective is as you're trapped by the Rancor, you are to equip a log and allow the Rancor to pick you up. As if you're able to avoid being eaten and if you're able to prevent being squished, you are to time it correctly and place the log inside the Rancor's mouth, and this will allow you to attempt to escape the pit. The fourth objective is that you are to repair the gate controls, which opens and closes the gate, and as you haven't acquired the necessary parts in order to repair it, and as it remains operational, you are to lure the Rancor underneath the gate. The fifth objective is as you're trapped by the Rancor, you are to use the Force to levitate a boulder and force push it at the gate controls to deplete the rest of the Rancor's health. As Jabba is infuriated with the death of his pet, the Rancor, Jabba sentences the rebels to death by being fed to the Sarlacc, a plant desert beast. The playable characters you would unlock are Jedi Knight Luke Skywalker, R2-D2, bounty hunter Leia Organa, a Gamorrean guard, Sai Snootles, Malakii, and the Rancor, and I apologise if I did pronounce some of those incorrectly. A cutscene will play with Jabba's henchmen transferring the rebels to one of the Bantha 2 cargo skiff and being transported to the Sarlacc pit. The Pit of the Sarlacc. The second mission will be the rebels battling over the Sarlacc pit and attempting to restore peace and justice on Tatooine by ending the rule of the Hutt clan. The playable characters for the Pit of the Sarlacc will be Jedi Knight Luke Skywalker, R2-D2, Han Solo, Chewbacca, and Skiff guard Lando Calrissian. The first objective is to eliminate the Skiff guard on board the Bantha 2 cargo skiff and free your friends in binders. The second objective is you are to battle bounty hunter Boba Fett. With Boba having 8 hearts of health, You are to deplete yourself by destroying objects and building cover. You are to use the cover and attempt to blast him out of the air and make sure that he lands on the ground, as if he does, that will be your opportunity to blast him and deplete his health. As you've done that, you are to press on and proceed to the other Bantha 2 cargo skiff and eliminate the crew of skiff guards to be able to infiltrate Jabba's sail barge to rescue Leia. The third objective is, as Lando has fell off and is about to be fed to the Sarlacc, you are to pick up and equip a pole and attempt to rescue Lando, and fortunately, you manage to eliminate Boba out of the equation by feeding him to the Sarlacc rather than Lando. You are to crouch and spam one of the buttons on your controller or keys on your PC or Nintendo Switch to lower the pole for Lando to grab. The fourth objective is you are to infiltrate the sail barge and climb up to the deck and eliminate the waves of bounty hunters, smugglers, and skiff guards proceeding to the deck. As Leia has fortunately managed to escape and has eliminated the crime lord, as all of Jabba's forces are attempting to kill you, the fifth objective is you are to fend off against them and defend Leia, while she goes to the cannon to point it at the deck to allow the means of escape. As you've done that, you are to swing to the Bantha 2 cargo skiff and rescue the droids being R2 and C-3PO. As the others rendezvous with the Rebel Alliance, Luke returns to Dagobah to complete his training and finish what he started. The playable characters you would have unlocked are Han Solo in his white shirt, Slave Leia Organa, Chewbacca, Skiff Guard Lando Calrissian, a Skiff Guard, Jabba the Hutt, C-3PO, Boba Fett, Bib Fortuna, Max Rebo, Salacious B. Crumb, Jabba the Hutt's sail barge, and a Bantha 2 cargo skiff. In free roam, you have to complete your training and finish what you started. You are to pilot your Red 5 X-Wing and set a course to Dagobah and go to Yoda's hut. A cutscene will play, with Yoda and Force Ghost Ben Kenobi revealing that Darth Vader is his father and that Leia Organa is his twin sister. In free roam, you have to pilot your X-Wing and rendezvous with the Rebel fleet. The arrival on the forest moon of Endor. The third mission will be you leading a Rebel strike force on the forest moon, attempting to destroy the Empire's energy shield, which is protecting the second Death Star orbiting Endor. The playable characters for the arrival on the forest moon of Endor will be Endor Han Solo, Endor Luke Skywalker, and Endor Leia Organa. The mission will have 5 objectives, and these are: the first objective is, as you've alerted your presence to a squad of scout troopers, and as the track is blocked by 2 logs, you are to pass through the first log. You are to grapple onto one of the trees nearby and swing around the other side to pass the first log. To pass through the second log, you are to use the force and throw rocks at the log to weaken it, and you can use your lightsaber to cut the log in half to pass through. The second objective is you are to go through the forest and go to the outskirts of the Imperial outpost and attempt to lure a scout trooper to you, as you are to hijack one of their speeder bikes to pursue and eliminate the pursuing scout troopers that are in process of alerting your presence. The third objective is that you are to activate the speeder bike and ride through the forest, clearing out the ways of scout troopers idle or on patrol, as you're not allowing the Empire to dispatch reinforcements to your location. You are to eliminate 3 waves, which vary in numbers and difficulty. You are to pass through a series of obstacles and not set off one of the Ewok traps, as it will deplete your health significantly and it will alert a tribe of Ewoks to your location. The fourth objective is, as you need to approach the energy shield, you are to go on a stealth incursion and eliminate the guards of stormtroopers and scout troops surrounding the perimeter, as you won't be in a confrontation with the Empire's reinforcements in the next mission, which is the assault on the energy shield. The fifth objective is, as you're about to proceed to the entrance, Chewie gets distracted and is diverted to a dead animal which is in a net, and as Han figures out it's a trap, you are to run away, and unfortunately you manage to be captured by the inhabitants of the Forest Moon, which are a tribe of Ewoks. In free roam, you are to proceed to the Ewok village and communicate with some of the Ewoks, to befriend them and enlist them in your cause, to destroy the Empire's energy shield. Along with this, in free roam, as Luke, you are to proceed to the Imperial outpost, to surrender yourself and to confront Vader. A cutscene will play, with Luke attempting to turn Vader from the dark side to the light side, and the father and son boarding an Imperial shuttle, for Vader to bring Luke before the Emperor. The playable characters and vehicles you would have unlocked are Endor Han Solo, the 2 Leia Organa Endor variations, Endor Luke Skywalker, a Scout Trooper, a speeder bike, an Imperial shuttle, an Ewok, a Stormtrooper, an Endor Rebel Soldier, an Endor Rebel Commando, and Commander Rex. The Assault on the Energy Shield. The fourth mission will be you going on a stealth incursion and attempting to plant the charges on the controls and the reactor core and escaping. The playable characters for the Assault on the Energy Shield will be Endor Han Solo, Endor Leia Organa, a Wicket, R2-D2 and C-3PO. The mission will have 5 objectives, and these are: the first objective is as you've eliminated the guards in the arrival on the forest moon of Endor, and as some of the Imperials have been driven away with the Ewoks' distraction, you are to proceed to the entrance and you are to solve 3 puzzles by going through the mechanics of the blast door and attempting to figure out the control mechanism to unlock it. The second objective is you are to go on a stealth incursion and you are to build cover. Use as much cover as possible to prevent being seen or heard, as if you're able to avoid Imperial patrols, you will be able to plant the charges without a confrontation. If you do manage to be caught, you will have to fight your way through the corridors, plant the charges and escape before Imperial reinforcements arrive to your location, because as soon as your presence is alerted, reinforcements would have been dispatched immediately. The third objective is you are to plant a series of charges on the controls and on the reactor core, while eliminating any Imperials that are remaining in the outpost. The fourth objective is as the reinforcements have arrived, you have been captured, and as you're being transferred outside, the Ewoks plan a daring ambush, and as the Imperials are distracted, you are to build some cover and use the cover to eliminate as many Imperials as you can, which vary from Scout Troopers to Stormtroopers, Imperial officers to ATST pilots, Imperial engineers, and perhaps an ATST. The fifth objective is as R2 has been blasted, you've attempted to hotwire the blast door, and as an ATST is approaching you, as it's Chewie, you are to mount the ATST and use its firepower to blast the entrance open, to replant the charges. As the energy shield has been destroyed, General Lando Calrissian and Admiral Akbar proceed to lead the assault on the second Death Star, while Luke is resisting the temptation of joining the dark side. The playable characters and vehicles you would have unlocked are an ATST pilot, an ATST, an Imperial officer, an Imperial engineer, a Wicket W warrior, Chirper, and Logray, and I do apologise if I did pronounce some of those incorrectly. The destruction of the second Death Star. The confrontation with Emperor Palpatine. The fifth mission will share similarities and differences to that in LEGO Star Wars The Clone Wars 3, in terms of having split screen as an option, to play 2 aspects of the mission simultaneously, and it's going to apply to this mission in particular. As one aspect you'll be playing the destruction of the second Death Star, and the other aspect you'll be playing the confrontation with Emperor Palpatine. The playable characters / vehicles for the destruction of the second Death Star will be General Lando Calrissian in the Falcon, and Pilot Wedge Antilles in his X-Wing. The playable characters for the confrontation with Emperor Palpatine will be Jedi Knight Luke Skywalker and Darth Vader. Each mission will have 5 objectives, and these are: the first objective for the space battle is as the Empire has set up a trap for the rebels, sending the Imperial fleet. You are to eliminate a combination of 25 TIE fighters and TIE interceptors to be able to destroy the Star Destroyers. The first objective for the duel is with Palpatine having 8 hearts of health, you are to dodge and evade the incoming object Palpatine is force pushing at you, and you will have to time it as if you see an opportunity, that will be your opening to catch and throw the object back at Palpatine to deplete his health. The second objective for the space battle is as the Star Destroyers are vulnerable, you are to strike the shield generators several times on 3 Star Destroyers to allow the bombers to destroy the Star Destroyers by targeting the bridge and the reactor core. The second objective of the duel is with Palpatine having 8 hearts of health. You are to block Palpatine's lightning and deflect it with your lightsaber, and as Palpatine weakens, that will be your opportunity, your opening to strike, to deplete his health, and at times, you will have to eliminate ambushes of royal guards while Palpatine recovers his strength. The third objective of the space battle is you are going to go into the second Death Star's construction field and dodge the constructions and evade the blaster fire from the pursuing TIE fighters and TIE interceptors. The third objective of the duel is you will use the Force and use your Force combos to dodge Palpatine's incoming lightning attacks, and you are to gradually proceed to him, to deplete his health by evading his attacks at a mushroom baton at times. The fourth objective of the space battle is as you've reached the reactor core, you are to fire proton torpedoes to deactivate the shield, for you to blast the reactor core and ignite the second Death Star. The fourth objective is, as you've thrown away your lightsaber, you are to use the Force and block Palpatine's lightning, and you can only do this for a short period of time, as you haven't mastered it and you require training. The fifth objective of the space battle is you are to go through the construction field and flee from the second Death Star, dodging the construction and evading the blaster fire from the pursuing TIE fighters and TIE interceptors. The fifth objective is, as Luke is about to be defeated, switching to Vader, you are to absorb Palpatine's lightning, and as you become enraged, you are to tap into the dark side and lift Palpatine up, shifting him to the edge to throw him off. And as Palpatine is defeated, or so we thought that. The playable characters and vehicles you would have unlocked are Darth Vader, Emperor Palpatine, General Lando Calrissian, Nien Nunb, Admiral Akbar, a Royal Guard, an Imperial Gunner / Engineer, a TIE Fighter pilot, a Rebel pilot, Pilot Wedge Antilles, a TIE Fighter, a TIE Interceptor, the Falcon, an A-Wing, an X-Wing, a Y-Wing, a B-Wing, the second Death Star in a microfigure form, Force Ghost Ben Kenobi, Yoda, and Anakin Skywalker. How would you want Return of the Jedi to work? Please let me know in the comment section down below, as I would love to know. Feel free to give me your feedback on the video, and make sure you follow me on Instagram, Twitter, join our Discord server, and if you have the willingness to donate, support me on Patreon. All the links to my social media platforms can be found in the description down below. If you did enjoy the video, please make sure that you do give the video a like, as I know you want content to be uploaded. Subscribe to the channel to be part of our community, along with turning on notifications, as you will be able to not miss out on any content that I upload. Thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next video.